Hi everyone. So this is a short tutorial on how we can physically alter and affect these model surfaces to whatever we need to achieve. In this example, we have this bone spindle whorl. And we noticed around these edges, it's a little bit jagged. And the collaborator wants us to smooth these edges so there's a nice clean line. But we can do that really easily in ZBrush. So after you have your model loaded up here, and you can choose to duplicate this subtool if you ever want an original copy to go back to. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to duplicate this and hide that. Now in ZBrush, you want to make sure that Z add is toggled on. And you have symmetry off. So you only have this red cursor floating around. And if I hold shift, you'll notice that my cursor turns blue. This is a quick shortcut to toggle the smoothing option, the smooth brush in ZBrush. You'll notice that on the side here, my brush has changed to the smooth brush. And if I let go of shift, now back to the standard brush. So what the smooth brush does, if I hold shift and I left click and drag along the surface of the object, you'll notice that it gets slightly altered, and you'll see as I rotate around, that surface is nice and smooth compared to this area where it's jaggy, right? So I'll zoom up closer here so we can have a closer look. I'm gonna lower my brush size. I'm gonna hold shift and I'm gonna run my mouse over, and you'll see how that's just smooth over. So you wanna also make sure that while you have shift held down and your left mouse dragging, the longer you drag it, I keep dragging it back and forth, you'll notice that there's going to be a depression that forms in the area that I'm smoothing. Essentially, this happens because if you over smooth something, the physical form gets smoothed so much that the size or the area that you're smoothing gets smaller and gets more compressed. So that's what's happening here, where you get a little dip. Now we don't really want that, so I'm going to Control Z. So if you are smoothing over a large surface area over this, I recommend using a larger brush, and you only want to smooth the edges or the areas that you want to smooth. If I were to grab a really large brush size and then hold shift and smooth, then easily I get you have the entire area smoothed out, but that also means that I smooth other areas I may not want to smooth. So if there was any kind of detail here that I wanted to keep, then the smooth brush will cover that as well. In this case, you'll notice that when I did that, not much has changed. So actually, that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a big brush, hold shift, and then smooth along the edges here. And then I'm going to go and zoom in to double check if there's any more jaggedness. And I can smooth a little bit more here. So it is nice and smooth, and it looks pretty good here. Nice. And that's it. That's how you smooth surfaces in ZBrush.